When it comes to music, NBA YoungBoy has been on repeat for some, with fans praising his relentless energy and raw lyrics. Recently, he dropped his Zero IQ freestyle, and things got wild when he took shots at Kevin Durant, claiming that Katie and Ken Carson had gotten involved with his former romantic interest after he had put her on. The twist? NBA YoungBoy is reportedly Kevin Durant's favorite rapper, making the feud all the more eyebrow-raising. Meanwhile, the drama hasn't stayed in the music world. YoungBoy's baby mamas have been unleashing chaos on social media, spilling details of alleged cheating and betrayals involving close friends, while Floyd Mayweather's daughter has jumped into the mix, retweeting clips that suggest she's up in the web of high-profile relationships. The intersection of rap, sports, and personal drama has created a storm that fans can't stop talking about, blending music, celebrity feuds, and social media exposure into one explosive narrative. This whole saga is arguably one of the messiest we've seen all year, and by the time you break it down, it starts to make sense why Kevin Durant reacted the way he did. But before we get into the chaos, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications because we're always bringing the realest updates out here. Now, let's get into it. NBA YoungBoy recently dropped a freestyle called Zero IQ, and from the jump, it was clear he was speaking from the heart, or at least airing out personal grievances. The track reads like a list of perceived wrongs, but one line in particular grabbed everyone's attention. He claimed that Kevin Durant and Ken Carson allegedly got involved with one of his girls after he had put her on. YoungBoy went into detail, emphasizing how he helped her out and elevated her, only for these two high-profile figures to allegedly swoop in, which, if true, would be a serious breach of respect. At first, the claim seemed almost unbelievable. Kevin Durant is an NBA superstar and multimillionaire. Surely, he wouldn't be messing with someone YoungBoy had previously been involved with. But in the world of celebrities, athletes, and rappers, interactions like this happen in ways outsiders often don't see. The allegation was specific, not vague, which added fuel to the speculation. Of course, YoungBoy's own romantic history, reportedly having over a dozen baby mamas, already makes him a controversial figure, so it's hard to separate fact from hype. The twist? Kevin Durant has openly praised YoungBoy's music in interviews, calling him one of his favorite artists. That creates an interesting dynamic. One moment, Katie is publicly showing love and respect, and the next, YoungBoy is claiming Katie crossed a line. The timing is critical. Either these events occurred after Durant's comments, or Katie is simply unbothered, letting the music and drama exist separately. Fans are left scratching their heads. How do you reconcile an NBA superstar's admiration for a rapper with allegations of personal betrayal? This situation highlights the blurred lines between celebrity relationships, social media narratives, and public perception, showing that in today's world, even one freestyle can trigger massive speculation, drama, and debate across both music and sports communities. The timing of this entire saga is, honestly, suspicious as hell. Then you throw Ken Carson into the mix, and things get even stranger. He's not built for this type of drama. Ken's more of a melodic rapper who typically avoids the street-style feuds that tend to dominate the headlines. Yet, according to NBA YoungBoy, both he and Kevin Durant allegedly got involved with his girl, which, if true, is an extremely disrespectful scenario. For Ken, who's been focused on building his brand and staying out of public controversies, being name-dropped in a YoungBoy diss track is probably the last thing he wanted. This kind of attention doesn't do much to elevate your career, especially when it's tied to accusations of violating another man's relationship. What makes it even more intense is how YoungBoy painted them as acting in tandem, almost like a team plotting against him. That framing amplifies the perceived disrespect. This isn't just one person crossing a line, it's a coordinated betrayal in his eyes. The narrative gets even messier once you bring YB's baby mama, Floyd Mayweather's daughter, Iana, into the picture. After the track dropped, she began stirring the pot on social media, retweeting a video of mellow racks with Ken Carson, seemingly trying to signal her involvement. Then there's another clip with Fivio Foreign, which appeared to suggest she'd been involved with multiple rappers. Her actions leave a lot of people scratching their heads. If you're Floyd Mayweather's daughter, with access to wealth, influence, and security, Why put yourself in this position on social media? Retweeting content that highlights your past relationships only fuels drama and seems counterproductive. It's almost self-sabotaging. It looks like her goal was to undermine YoungBoy or expose other rappers, but all it really does is cast her in a chaotic, damaging light. This seems to align with YoungBoy's frustrations when he rapped, "These girls be moving crazy." The fact that it's Floyd's daughter only intensifies the spectacle. Imagine being one of the greatest boxers of all time and watching your child caught up in online rap beef and social media chaos. It's a wild collision of celebrity, music, and personal drama, where everyone involved ends up under the public microscope, and no one comes out looking particularly calm or strategic. This whole situation is nothing short of messy, and it gets even more tangled in NBA YoungBoy's latest song. In the track, he seemingly admitted to cheating on his ex, Ja, and shortly after, another of his baby mamas, Yaya, took to Twitter to confirm that the alleged infidelity involved Ja's best friend, Nicki. That revelation sent shockwaves through fans, as it's not just a betrayal, it's a breach of trust on multiple levels. Ja had stood by YoungBoy through thick and thin, publicly supporting him during legal troubles and personal challenges, only to have the relationship reportedly undermined in such a disrespectful way. What makes this even more eyebrow-raising is Yaya's decision to air it all on social media. By exposing YoungBoy's actions publicly, she's amplifying the drama and drawing attention to an already volatile situation. Observers argue that her motives are layered. It seems likely she's acting out of hurt and resentment because YoungBoy didn't commit to her in the way she wanted. Her online revelations appear calculated to inflict damage on his reputation and strain his other relationships, a classic example of a scorned partner trying to assert power in the aftermath of rejection. The dynamics here are toxic on multiple fronts. The fact that the alleged affair involved a close friend of Ja's intensifies the perceived betrayal, crossing what many consider basic lines of respect and loyalty. In the streets and in celebrity circles alike, such actions are seen as a serious violation of trust, and YoungBoy's apparent disregard for the emotional fallout only fuels the fire. Meanwhile, Yaya's public confirmation underscores how interpersonal conflicts in high-profile relationships can spiral online, where private grievances quickly become public spectacle. Ultimately, this saga reflects more than just infidelity. It's a study in how complicated, interwoven relationships, ego, and social media can amplify conflict. YoungBoy's personal decisions, combined with Yaya's retaliatory exposure, have created a highly charged environment where everyone's actions are scrutinized, trust is fragile, and reputations hang in the balance. The fallout is ongoing, and fans are left observing the consequences of a web of betrayal, hurt feelings, and strategic online maneuvers. The wildest part of all this is that behavior like Yaya's might be exactly why NBA YoungBoy isn't interested in being with her. Who wants to be with someone who constantly airs out your personal business on social media whenever they're upset? That kind of toxicity doesn't just strain a relationship, it makes it almost impossible to sustain. Her willingness to publicly retaliate against her child's father speaks volumes about her priorities, and it paints a picture of someone who may not be equipped for a stable, mature partnership. The ripple effects of this drama don't stop with the adults involved. They inevitably impact the child as well. Yet, amid all the chaos, Yaya seems too consumed by her feelings to consider that. Social media has turned the situation into a live spectacle. Yaya confirming rumors on Twitter, Ayana retweeting videos that highlight her own involvement, and fans dissecting every post, video, and lyric to piece together what actually happened. This is the kind of environment that illustrates why rappers and public figures in general need to be careful about who they allow into their inner circle and who they have children with. When multiple baby mamas with social media access are all emotionally charged, the result is absolute chaos, and the internet eagerly devours it, treating real-life conflicts like entertainment. Amid all this, Kevin Durant's reaction, or lack thereof, is particularly telling. Known for being active on social media, engaging with fans, and even clapping back at critics, KD has remained completely silent regarding YoungBoy's allegations. In today's digital age, silence is often a response in itself. Durant could have taken to Twitter to deny the claims, call them false, or even release his own statement. yet he chose not to engage. This opens up a few interpretations. Perhaps KD is taking the high road and refusing to dignify the claims, or maybe there's some truth to them, and he doesn't want to escalate the situation. It's also possible that his PR team advised him to stay quiet to avoid amplifying the drama. Regardless, the silence stands out because it's uncharacteristic of Durant, who usually doesn't shy away from interacting with fans, even on burner accounts. That he opted for restraint here signals just how serious and unusual this situation is. Ultimately, this saga highlights the messy collision of celebrity culture, social media, and personal relationships. When rappers, athletes, and online platforms intersect, the drama can spiral in ways that impact not only reputations, but also the real lives of the people caught in the crossfire. Right now, we're witnessing a social media storm like no other. NBA YoungBoy dropping serious allegations in his music, baby mamas exposing private matters on Twitter, and one of the NBA's biggest stars, Kevin Durant, remaining completely silent. For content creators and fans, it's prime material, but for the people actually living through it, it's probably a nightmare. Imagine being KD, trying to focus on basketball while having these accusations swirling publicly, or being Ja and discovering your ex allegedly cheated with your best friend through a rap song and a flurry of social media posts. The fact that all of this is happening in the public eye only magnifies the stress and embarrassment for everyone involved. Back in the day, drama like this might have stayed private. Today, everything plays out online, visible to millions, and the reactions are all over the place. Some argue that YoungBoy is just talking wild for attention, while others insist that where there's smoke, there's fire, and that Durant's silence is, in itself, telling. The hip-hop community is split. Some rappers applaud YB for his unfiltered honesty, while others criticize him for recklessly dragging people's personal lives into the spotlight. One thing is universally agreed upon, though. This situation is a complete mess, and it's unlikely anyone comes out unscathed. The stakes are high because so many people with different motives are involved. NBA YoungBoy reinforces his reputation as someone who doesn't care about bridges being burned. Fans love his raw, unapologetic energy, but it could limit potential collaborations. Kevin Durant, even if the allegations are false, faces reputational risk. NBA players are role models, and being accused of betraying another man's relationship isn't an image any superstar wants attached to their legacy. Ken Carson, meanwhile, is likely the most innocent party, yet being dragged into this drama can overshadow his music career and shift attention away from his craft. The real casualties, however, are the children. YoungBoy's kids are growing up amidst all this chaos, with every betrayal, argument, and accusation played out online. Jania's story is particularly heartbreaking. She reportedly supported YB through legal struggles, only to allegedly be betrayed by him and her best friend. Even with wealth and status, people like Ayanna, Floyd Mayweather's daughter, still make decisions that attract chaos, showing that money doesn't prevent poor judgment. Ultimately, in a world where everyone has a platform to speak, sometimes silence carries the heaviest weight. Whether KD's quiet response signals guilt, innocence, or simply strategic restraint, one thing is clear. This drama underscores the importance of being careful about who you trust, who you involve in your inner circle, and, perhaps most importantly, who you have children with. In today's social media age, every action has consequences that extend far beyond the spotlight. When relationships implode in the age of social media, this is exactly the kind of chaos that unfolds. What do you all make of this situation? Does Kevin Durant's silence suggest he's guilty, or is he simply taking the high road and refusing to dignify the drama? And what about NBA YoungBoy? Was he wrong to air all this in his music, or is he just being transparent about his experiences? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. If this breakdown helped you make sense of the story, smash that like button, hit subscribe for more deep dives like this, and stay tuned for the next video. Remember, sometimes the loudest statement you can make is to say nothing at all. Stay safe out there, and peace.